Hello and welcome. My name is Greg Crawford. I'm the editor of TABB Forum. I'm joined today by David Fetter, CEO of Quandron Data Solutions. David, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Today we're going to be talking about innovations in information technology in the financial services world, and this is part of our Spotlight series on innovations in trading and technology. So David, I'd first like to ask you how you characterize innovation, or perhaps how, what does innovation mean to you as a CEO?
I think innovation is anything that materially changes how a firm can do business. It can't just be marginal or incremental improvements in efficiency or operations. It has to be truly a quantum change that can dramatically impact the volume of business a firm can process, or revenue opportunities, growth opportunities. So it's all about the materiality of the change.
So how do you take how do you sort of innovate? How do you take an idea from a concept to a real-world solution that solves a problem for a client?
Well, I think a big part of it is to look at and understand the root cause. If you look at the way a lot of firms in our industry have done business, they look at the problem of the week and they solve for the problem of the day or the week, and then they go on to the next problem the next day or the next week, and they end up with a whole bunch of individual solutions. And what's really important is that you look at the underlying cause, the underlying problem, the cause rather than the symptoms, if you will. Good example of that is data management. Firms that have successfully built a data management infrastructure that is able to support all aspects of the business, from the initial maybe a CRM integration on the front end between with the advisor, to the compliance tasks, the reporting tasks, the fee billing, commission management tasks, and maybe accounting for the prop trading desk. Firms that have successfully solved for that underlying problem have achieved a lot more leverage and benefit from that solution than those that have tried to work on the individual problems and the symptoms at the top.
So as a company that's focused on finding those solutions and solving problems across the spectrum of business, if you will, once you get to that point, how do you then sort of stay ahead of the proverbial curve and not simply say, okay, we've solved that problem, now we'll just enjoy the benefits of that? I mean, there are other problems that crop up and clients have different issues. So how do you, as sort of the solutions provider, stay ahead of that curve and continue to innovate?
Yeah, you bet. Well, these solutions are iterative. The innovations are iterative. It's not like scientific discovery. So it's important that if you identify, for example, data management, to go back to that example, is a big issue in the firm, that as you evolve all of your front-end solutions, that you're true to that underlying data warehouse, and you build your solutions for all the different areas in the business on top of that data warehouse. And then as the business evolves and new product types come in, therefore new data sources, that you don't take the shortcuts and you don't build individual solutions. You continue to feed them into the warehouse, and you stay true to that strategy, that innovation.
Okay, excellent. And in the area of financial services that you focus on, David, where do you see today the greatest need for innovation, and how are you guys at Quandron Data Solutions working to meet those needs?
Well, the good news is, or I guess the good news in the context of that question, is that there's a lot of low-hanging fruit in the brokerage business. Unquestionably, data management's an enormous issue. And second is really the enterprise workflows associated with processing and maintaining business. Firms, I was at a firm the other day, a sizable independent broker-dealer. They have 4 or 5 different ways that they process new business. And if you take, for example, direct mutual funds, they run 7 different copies of every single check and every single application, and they store it at 3 different locations.
Wow.
I mean, the space for errors, the inefficiencies, the time it takes to process that business is just off the charts. So what we're really focused on is, how do we provide a single platform that can allow the advisor, whether he's a fee-based advisor, a commission guy, or a hybrid guy, to have one way to process business, one way to open accounts, and then the support of that, the approval of that, the maintenance of that data downstream is as unified as possible across the firm.
Good. Okay. Thank you very much. Well, that will do it for us. Again, I'm joined by David Fetter, CEO of Quandron Data Solutions. My name is Greg Crawford, editor of TABB Forum, talking about innovations in information technology and financial services. Thanks for joining us.